Hello everyone. So this is going to be a movie review on The Last Emperor. So let's get started. Before this video starts, this video is sponsored by Honey. Honey is a free browser extension. Before I get started, let me give a little background on The Last Emperor. It is a film released in 1987, telling the story and life about the last emperor of China, Puyi. The film was directed by Italian director and screenwriter Bernardo Bertolucci. John Lone was given the role of Puyi as the main protagonist of the film. The movie starts by Puyi attempting to commit suicide at a Chinese prison, which is very confusing for me, as I, the viewer, have no knowledge about what happened or what will happen. Then, the story shifts through a series of flashbacks dating back to 1908, where Puyi was summoned to the Forbidden City and declared as emperor by Empress Dowager. After Puyi's coronation, he was introduced to his new home, where his only familiar companion was his wet nurse Armo. That must be hard for Puyi, because he was separated from his family at a young age. As time goes by, he is now used to his life in the palace. Puyi now learns that he is no longer an emperor, as China is now a republic. A few years pass, and Scotsman Reginald F. Johnston was tasked to become Puyi's tutor. Johnston then shared information to Puyi about the Western world outside the Forbidden City. He then attempts to escape, but Johnston informs Puyi that the only way to escape was marriage. For me, escaping was the right thing to do for Puyi, because he was deprived of the life outside the Forbidden City for 15 whole years. Puyi then marries Wanrong, with Wenshu as a second wife, in which I have predicted that the relationship won't work out in the end. In 1924, Puyi was ordered to leave the palace along with his wives. They then traveled to Tianjin, where they lived a decadent life. His secondary consort, Wenshu, is now demanding a divorce from Puyi. He now travels to Manchuria to become its emperor. During his coronation, Wanrong became so bored that she ate the floral decorations, succumbing to opium addiction and engagement to a fellow woman. At this point, I felt like Puyi didn't care about either of his two wives, and that he only married them to be set free, or that he was simply toying with them as he was a playboy. Then, Puyi is captured by the Russians. There, he realizes that he does not need anyone and that his personal needs are much more important. He breaks off his cooperation with the Japanese and he is set free. He then becomes a gardener and visits the Forbidden City not as an emperor, but only just a tourist. During the ending, I felt happy for Puyi, because he has finally found happiness and that he is no longer trapped in the Forbidden City. At first, the movie was quite intimidating to watch, as it was 3 hours and 40 minutes long, but as I get more and more interested, it feels like the length didn't matter. It gave me a broad understanding of Puyi's life and history, as the execution was excellent. Throughout the course of the movie, different timestamps showed what the exact year was and where the scene is taking place. Little details like these make the movie much more elaborate and informative. The actors were perfect for the role they were given, especially John Lone. He really made me feel like he was Puyi himself, as he can portray different emotions at different times. The pacing of the film feels quite slow. It doesn't go straight to the point. As I said earlier, some parts of the film were confusing. There were also scenes that felt unnecessary and just contributed to the length of the movie. Considering that the movie was made during 1987, the cinematography was amazing. The lighting feels appropriate and the editing was subpar. My only complaint was that there was a lack of sound effects and music for the major scenes. Overall, my general thoughts about the movie are that it is great. I recommend it to those who are interested in the life of Puyi and to those who are interested in Chinese history and culture as a whole. So that's going to be it for this video, and thank you for listening, and don't forget to stay hydrated.